Good morning, dear Stitchers. It's Judy with JBW Designs, and I want to welcome you back to my floss tube. This is number 86, and I'm filming on kind of an odd day. It's a Monday. I usually film at the end of the week, but last week got away from me. So it's December 9th, and I hope you've had a good, productive weekend. It's such a busy, busy time of year for everyone. So first of all, I want to thank you for taking the time to watch. As I said, things get a little hectic, don't they? I am surrounded, as usual, by all kinds of things that I want to share with you. First of all, I want to thank you for watching, for subscribing, and for your wonderful, wonderful comments and emails. We'll see how tongue-tied I get today, right? So first of all, I always like to address some things that I did in the last video, in case you watched it, that were a little goofy, shall we say. So I had a couple of things. I always go back and watch again. I'm guessing most floss tubers do, to see, what might have gone wrong. So there were several things. The first one was kind of a funny one, and maybe you don't catch it, but I do. I think it's hard to just keep talking and hoping we get the right words, etc. So this was one of my designs that I think I showed last time, and I called it, what in the heck did I call it? Something, it was wrong. I called it Nordic Needle, which is the name of a shop that is no longer in existence, and this is actually called Nordic Reindeer. So that was one of my goofs from last time. Another one had to do with an ornament that I showed to you, and it looked like this. And I just love this finish. I think I told you in the last video that these acrylic pieces are made by Bobby at Stitching Bits and Bobs in Plainwell. And I'll try to remember, I always like to write notes of what to include in my notes below, to put her shop number in the notes. Anyhow, I showed this design with the cardinals, and I said it's got to be in one of my 5 ornament booklets. So I looked through all the booklets, and guess what? It's not in any of the booklets, which is kind of funny because those booklets are made up of designs that I did, Christmas ornament designs that I did over many, many, many years, and I tried to keep track of what people might like. There were collections. There's the Christmas tree ornament collection. I'm trying to think of some of the other titles that I had. Oh, I had Christmas tree ornaments. My mind is not working today, is it? Anyhow, I had quite a few series. So I went back and looked, could not find it. But the good news is, if you wanted to stitch this design, it is still in print, and it comes from the Christmas Tree Ornament 10 booklet. So you can see it right here. It has the little cardinals in it, and these booklets always have 2 designs in it. And interestingly enough, even though these are some of my older patterns, people are still ordering them. So that was another little goof from the last week. And then I had a pile of ornaments on my desk to show to you and completely forgot about them. So we'll see how I do this week, right? So the first thing, I have several things to show you that are Christmassy, one is a little ornament that I bought that I just love. I haven't even hung it on the tree yet. I've been waiting to show it to you. Another is a stocking I finished for our great-granddaughter. I have a book to show you that I purchased that I'm just loving. And then I have a Christmas pillow that I stitched that's not my design. So I made careful notes of this. Oh, I'm so not organized today. And where did I put those careful notes? Good question. Well, we may just have to write that in the notes below. So the first thing I'm going to show you is this little ornament that I found. Look at this. It's got a strawberry on it. It has little pins on it. So I'm going to put this in the notes below. But this little ornament I found, and it was kind of pricey, but it was a gift to myself for the tree. is from a shop in Chicago called Posh, Posh. And it is, I didn't look up the address. It's downtown Chicago. It's near Marshall Fields. It is the most charming shop I've ever been into. I just love it. Their windows are just spectacular. And I follow them on Facebook because they have a really good online store. So I haven't been to Chicago this year actually in quite a while, but they have a very good online store, and I often find things to order on their online store. So if that's something you're interested in, check them out. I also get cool puzzles from that store. And then I also wanted to show you a stocking that I finished. So I showed you this, I think, last year before our great-granddaughter was born, because I think I showed you I had it stitched but not finished. And I don't know about a lot of you, but I sometimes stitch things and then they go into a pile or into a box, and eventually I go, oh, yikes, I've got to get that done. So this is Nevaeh's stocking, and I do remember, excuse me, the name of this one. This is, of course, a shepherd's bush stocking. I have stitched at least 13 or 14 of these stockings. Now, I've done it over many, many years. I started out, just did one for my husband and myself, and then I did for our children and then our grandchildren. So I found a wonderful finisher here in Kalamazoo, and I'm so delighted she did such a good job. She put, of course, the lining on the back and the lining on the inside, and the shepherd's bush stockings are just spectacular. And one of the things that I love is the charms that go with it. So there's a snowflake on here and buttons and all kinds of tiny little charms. There's a basket with ribbon and a bow. They're just delightful. So they're quite fast to work because they're done on, I want to say, a 10 count fabric, and you use 6 pearl cotton. So they are fun to stitch. Another thing that I wanted to show you, and this is from another designer who I really love. The name of her company is Artful Offerings, and this is, and I can't find my note, I believe it's called Cranberry Christmas, I think. I even looked it up for you. But I just love this design, and it sits up here in my office in one of my chairs. I did change a couple things. On the original, the date was up here. I repeated the birds that are down on the bottom on either side of the little flower on top of the house. And then I just put our initial in this little wreath at the top. But my finisher did such a good job completing that. Thank you, Terry. So those are 2 of the things that I wanted to share with you, or 3 of the things. And then the last thing I have that I thought I would show to you, I love finding books. In fact, I saw another floss tuber talk about this book, and I'm trying to remember who did, but I thought, well, you know what? There are so many floss tube people out there, and it's hard to catch everyone. So this is called Vintage French Needlework. It weighs a ton. It has 300 cross-stitch patterns in it. Flowers, borders, alphabets, all from antique textiles. And it's such a great source. If you're looking, for instance, well, I just opened to one page here, and you're trying to find a large alphabet to use as a monogram. She has quite a few in here. I'm actually just finished a new design that will be released in March, and I found quite a few alphabets and motifs that I was able to adapt from this booklet. So, from this book, actually. I'm trying to think. I think I just went on Amazon, I think, to order it. It's just beautiful. So, that's another. I'm going to title this Gifts for Yourself today, because everything I'm showing you, it's really, I know it's too late to begin anything new. So the designs I'm going to share with you today are just, as always, I hope to inspire you. I'm going to say, if there's anything you like, just buy a little gift for yourself, because I know you all work so hard to make Christmas special for your friends and your family. So let's start out with the next segment, and that has to do with things that people have posted that are just wonderful ideas for us. So all of these, well, these posts came from actually two spots. They come from the Friends of JBW Designs Facebook page, which you're welcome to join. You just have to go onto that page and answer a few questions. We're almost at 5,000 subscribers, so I would love it if I got more subscribers in the next couple months. So one of the things that, so this came from Sue, and I had forgotten about using these for finishes. These are, I only have one to show you. This is a frame from Michaels, and they have actually many frames, and they're perfect to fit the small ornaments in. And they're so easy to use because you just have to unclip the back of it and then mount it on the inside of the ornament. So I really appreciated Sue sending this. This wreath is probably, let's hope, in one of my 5 ornament collection booklets. And then what I love about them is each year they also have, do you see the little, at the top, the little charm that says 2024, the year. So then another idea came from Amanda, and this was so sweet. She found an initial in one of my booklets, and I have quite a few alphabet booklets, and she made it into this darling little pillow. I love the pink fabric and the white and the trim on it. And this particular letter A actually came out of the booklet Fleur de Alphabets. But as I say, I have other alphabet booklets. There's French Alphabets 1 and 2. There's Renee's Alphabets. There's one called a French Alphabet Sampler, which is actually right here on the wall behind me. So if you're looking for other alphabet sources, there are quite a few. And then we got, this was fun, this week I also got 2 versions of French Country Santa. And this was done by Mary, and this one was done by Amanda, and finished with a little red and white cording around the edge. And then what I liked, what she did, I always like to give you ideas. She put the year on here, it comes right down here, and she also put a name down at the bottom, because I'm guessing she's giving this away. So that design comes from this booklet, French Country Santa. And the design on the cover is stitched over one, but of course I think both of these were stitched over two. You know, you just choose a fabric that you feel comfortable working with. And then this was kind of cool. This came, and I had not seen this finisher before, but I've started following her on Instagram. The name of her account is My Finishing Touch LLC, and she posted one of my Christmas tree designs, and it's from book 5. This is a very small picture for you to see, but I loved the shape that she finished that in. And that, okay. And then this was fun. Oh, I love this finish. This is from Kathy, and she took the this design from the Ornament Collection book number 5, and she put it in one of those wooden joy signs that we've talked about before. And look at the greenery and the bow that she added at the top. I mean, that's just stunning. And then Kathy also, Kathy, you must do a lot of finishing, and you have such good ideas. So I always like, of course, to share them with our viewers. She also, I think this is the same Kathy, I'm pretty sure. She just sent me this the other day, and this is one of my snowmen. I'm not sure, Kathy, which booklet it's from. I thought it was from the Winter Collection, which has 2 snowmen in it, but I'm not sure that it is. But she wrote to tell me that this petal came from Hobby Lobby, and look how she mounted it. I love that. Kind of off-center down at the base, put it on a little easel, added ribbon at the top, and she added the charms, which were little mittens, which I think she also told me she found at Hobby Lobby. So that's a darling finish. And then, let's see, okay, so I'm going to put that aside. And then I have 3 others that aren't Christmassy, but are fun to share. So as you know, or if you've been with me for a while, I have a series of, this is like saying a little quick phrase, very trickily. This is my Seside series, and there are, I think, 8 booklets in it. And I had someone, so this is the number 1. It has angelfish, a flamingo, and a seahorse. And let's see, Jean stitched all 3 of these, and I thought they turned out so sweet. And if you didn't want to use the wording at the bottom, you can always leave that off. I know a lot of people that go to warm climates like to stitch these designs, so thank you, Jean, for sending those. All right, so I've gone through, I think, my show and tell for a week or so ago, and now I'm going to move on to some other things that I thought would be fun to share with you. So the first thing, and this is a very old design. It doesn't fall into the antique stage yet, but it's getting there. So I still get orders for this design. It's called the Advent Calendar, and after I finished it, I came up with other ideas of how to do it. So when I did it, I mounted it, it was framed and mounted on just a regular mat. And after I did it, I realized it really would work well to put a magnetic board behind that stitch design, and so that you could take off each of these little squares that were part of the Advent calendar. Of course, each one has a number on it, but when I did mine, I didn't think of that. So mine are all attached with Velcro, and it's a fairly big piece. I would say it's about like that by that. But what I think would be so useful, 2 ideas for you actually. One is, these are very, very tiny designs. They're stitched over 2. They were stitched on 28 count linen. But you could stitch these, and instead of mounting them in a frame like this, they could be hung one at a time on a little Christmas tree. But people also do them. I'm going to show you some other of my models. I stitch them also as individual ornaments. So you can see down here, I stitched them as little squares. Up here, they were mounted on felt. I did 3 of them and put them 3 in a row and put them in a pillow. Here's another kind of finish right here. So I just think, for the future, that might be a fun project. Oh, I also finished them on little velvet pillows. So that's one of my ideas today. What else do I have? Well, let me grab the ornaments that I forgot to show last time. So I hope you're settled in with your stitching. We all need a little bit of calm right now. And as I hold up each ornament, I'm going to tell you which booklet it comes from. So first of all, let's review the booklets. You've seen these so many times, you probably know them by heart. But I have 5 Christmas ornament collection booklets, and each booklet has 20 ornaments in it. On the back of the booklet, it shows the ornaments hanging on a little tree that I keep up at Christmas time. I have so many ornaments that you can imagine. So right here we have 100 ornaments, plus all the others that I've done over the years. So I have quite a collection. All the ornaments that I'm going to show you right now are from those 4 booklets. So this is from booklet number 4. It's a little snowman. It's not the same as Kathy stitched the other day. And as I've talked to you about before, if you're trying to figure out how to finish these ornaments and the shape is a little unusual, just put your ornament down on your printer, make a paper copy of it, and then that paper copy becomes your template for finishing the ornament. So here's one. I've got quite a few out here, so I'll kind of try to whip through these. Here's another one. This is from book number 3. It's a little candle tree, finished with rickrack along the edge. I think this is book number 5. And I love this finish. My finisher did this one. It's so classy looking. She finished it in a square, but then she mounted it on a larger background. And then, of course, that same fabric is used on the back. And she put a little bow at the top, and then, of course, a little hanger. So that is from, and instead of the welcome, actually, that's from book number 5. I'm interrupting myself. You could put a person's last name or the year that you're making it for them. So this is also another one. It's a little schoolhouse from booklet number 4. This is from booklet number 4 also. It's a little rug, like a Christmas rug with a toy train on it and a wreath and a tiny little rocking horse. And the wreath is in a window. I've forgotten what book that was in originally. This is a very tiny one that would be very quick to stitch. This is in book number 1. The ones I'm showing to you are stitched on 28 count over 1, but if you decide to do them over 2, they're not that much bigger. So you could do them on Aida. As I say, choose a fabric that you're very comfortable stitching with. Oops, that one is not landing anywhere close by. It landed on the floor. Let's see. Oh, I don't have this written down. Well, let's see. Let's do a quick perusal here. I found it. Okay. This is from booklet number 5. It's a little tiny village. And again, I finished it as a square, mounted it on a larger piece, and used twisted cording for the edging. And the twisted cording, sometimes I end it at the base of the design, and I tie it into a little knot, and I put a tiny little pin to hold that in place. So, oh, and also in the background of this, you probably can't see, but there are little glass beads to look like snow. Okay, we have a little gingerbread house, and that's from booklet number 4, also finished with rickrack. Here's another one that would stitch up very quickly. It's from booklet number 5. It's just a church with a few trees in the background. And incidentally, if you are up to trying it, you could do, instead of 28 count over 1, I've started using a 25 count. And it's easier to see. It's just another thought for something that you might want to challenge yourself with. All right, so this little wreath has a tiny little cardinal on it. And again, I did not write down which booklet that came from. And that too is from booklet number 5. It just has a pretty little fabric on the background. All right, this... I'm not doing well here, am I? I think this is from booklet number 5 too, because this is a new design. It was a little tiny Christmas in the round. Again, it has a darling little fabric on the back. Okay, I just have 2 more to show you. This is from booklet number 4. It's just a tiny little tree with a border. And this is from booklet number 1. And it too is a Christmas tree. It's actually like a reverse image, so that the shapes are not stitched and all the stitching is done around it. Those are tricky to chart, but they are very effective when you see them all finished. So those are my ornaments that I missed last time that I wanted to show to you. All right, I have a funny little story here for you. I hope this doesn't go on too long for you. So I don't know about you, but once in a while I lose something in the house. And I was decorating for Christmas. This was after Thanksgiving. And I was searching for a wreath that I knew I had purchased. And I hang a wreath in a window in our kitchen, and it just looks really pretty. And Christmassy, of course, and I had another wreath that was kind of falling apart, so I had purchased a new wreath to replace it. Do you think I could find that wreath? I looked everywhere for it. And it's so frustrating because all of my Christmas things are really in bins in the basement. Well, the other day I have another storage closet up here in another bedroom that I use to store all my models. And I've forgotten why I went in there. I went to look for something. And guess what? There was the wreath that I've been searching all over for. And the reason it was there is that I had taken these designs that I'm going to show you, and I had placed them. This is from the 12 Days of Christmas booklets. I had placed all of these ornaments on a wreath, and I used that wreath to exhibit at my last show that I did. So I'm going to show you real quickly. This is 12 Days of Christmas. There are 3 designs in each booklet. I do use charms that go with these, and if you needed to order those, you can order them through your favorite shop. Usually if the shops order my booklets, they want the charms also, so I staple them right inside the booklet. So let's see, let's go through this. So here's our little partridge. Here are our turtle doves. I kind of got these all in piles here. Here's our little French hen. These were fun to design. It's actually had been on my list for a long time. Here are the calling birds. I think someone told me one time they stitched these all as one design, which would be just darling. So here are the 5 golden rings. Let's see here. Here are the 6 geese a-laying. And here are the 7 swans a-swimming. Here is our 8 maids a-milking, just the little cow. And here is our 9 ladies dancing. And 10 lords a-leaping. Someone asked me one time, why did I have a stag on here? And actually in some 12 Days of Christmas books, you will see, instead of the lords a-leaping, you'll see a stag leaping. So that was what I elected to do for that one. Here are, oops, this is coming apart a little bit. Here are 11 pipers piping, and then the last one, the drummers drumming. So if that's something that you might be interested, put it in your head for a future project, perhaps for next year, right? We're too overwhelmed for this year. So I have a couple other models I'm going to show you. As I say, this is all for the future. So these models are stockings that I did, again, quite a while ago. Yes, these are almost antiques too. So and I have an idea for these. So this is a French country stocking, and it has the alphabet scattered through it in lots of Christmas motifs. So I could see, I'll show you what the whole stocking looks like. I could see taking motifs from this design, like this little heart right here, and the horn, and the stag, and using those in ornaments also. There are quite a few different motifs in this. I love the leaping stag right here too. So that is, let me show you the booklet, French Country Stocking. It's actually, since it's quite a large chart, it opens up to, like a 9 by 11 page. So that is one of the designs I wanted to share with you. And then I also had this one, which is called French Country Reindeer Stocking. And again, it includes the alphabet. And again, you could take the individual reindeer out of this and use them for ornaments. And this is what that booklet looks like. So that's French Country Reindeer Stocking. Okay, I have a few more things to share. Oops, sorry about that. These are very noisy. This was another thing that was on my desk last time I filmed, and completely forgot about it. So these are wooden sleds, and I know that you can get these through the Silver Needle in Tulsa. I've seen them on their website. I'm trying to think of the name of the company. I looked up. There is a company that is still making these. The ones that used to distribute these is no longer in business. But I just wanted to show you how cute these are as an ornament finish. So that when you get the sleds, they're actually a dark brown. So I just spray them. I have 2 ornament sled booklets. One is little red sleds, and this is from little green sleds. So I just spray paint them. And again, after I stitch this, I make a copy of the shape of the top of the sled so that I can get a template to mount that little stocking onto the sled. And incidentally, these sleds come in several sizes. This is the size that I use for the over 2, and then I also stitch them over 1, and I would say it's probably about a 3-inch sized sled. So let me put that one down, and then here's another one from the Little Green Sleds booklet. A little gingerbread man, and then this is what that booklet looks like. There are actually 3 designs in that booklet. So that was another thing that I neglected to show you. Now I have a couple things that I'm going to get out. In my last video I showed kits that I had, and I'm actually going through and I'm trying to pare down some of my stock that has been here a while, and people actually were quite interested in this. So sorry, this is going to be noisy. I'm going to show you some kits that I have for sale, and if you're interested, the best way to reach me is judy@jbwdesigns.com, and I will put that in the notes below. So this is one of the kits that I did quite a few years ago, but it's a little candy cane pocket. I don't know if you can see it here. It's there's quite a glare, but it's actually long and narrow, so vertical, and it has a little pocket in it that you can put candy canes in, and there's a little gingerbread boy holding candy canes. So in this kit is the linen, a 28 count linen, the backing fabric, the rickrack, and the chart and finishing instructions. So as I say, if I show you anything that sounds interesting, just send me an email. So I showed a couple of these last time, and then I found some more. So this is the finishing kit for Nordic Reindeer, which I showed you earlier, and it includes the backing fabric, all the trims. Gotta have a quick sip here. And this particular design was stitched on I think a 32 count, no, a 28 count, I should say, over 1, and that is all the trims that are in that kit. So that's the Nordic Reindeer finishing kit. And then I also have let's see if I have the model. Yes, I do. So I also have a kit to finish this pillow, which is called Dashing Through the Snow. And I have the booklet out here because you might not, I'm going to see if I can grab that. If you didn't want to finish it in this manner, I also stitched many models of this. I stitched it on a polka dot fabric. I stitched it on a red fabric. I'm trying to remember. Oh, yes, I also stitched it in like an Arctic blue on white. So this is the finishing kit to do this particular pillow. And once again, it's all the trims, all the fabric, and a complete layout. So that's Dashing Through the Snow. And then I also found, and I can't remember if I showed this last time, the finishing kit for Tidings of Joy. And again, that is a separate booklet. It looks like this. And the finishing kit actually doesn't have the book in it, but it has all the trims that you need to finish it as shown here, and a complete layout. So I'm trying to figure out where to put all of this. So that's Tidings of Joy finishing kit. This is one that probably is not going to appeal to a lot of people. It's called Mary, and I actually made it into a little bolster pillow. But what I'm thinking with this is, let's see, this is a 32 count Christmas red linen. If you're not interested in making this, you might be interested in just getting the kit for the red linen, the floss, and the rickrack. And I'm going to put a very reasonable price on these. I think I have 5 or 6 of that little package. Let's see, I don't think I have the finishing kits. No, I don't. So I don't have the finishing kit though for this one, which is Oh Christmas Tree. But the book is still available, and it looks like this. So that's another one to show you. And then I think there are 2 other red booklets I wanted to show you. One is called Joyeux Noel. I don't think I have the kit for that any longer. And this one I don't think I ever kitted. This is called O'er the Fields We Go. And again, I did this one in many, many iterations. It's done on blue. It's done with red on white. I can show you part of that. And I don't know. So you can see the blue version right there. So those are a couple things to inspire you. And then I have 2 other kits that are fairly old to show you, but sometimes people, I got a note from somebody and she has trouble getting out to do any shopping. So she was very, very interested in kits. So I have, I think I only have one of these left. It's called Spring Bouquet Needlebook. And it's actually a round design with round discs. And it has complete finishing instructions. It has the pattern inside, the fabric for the backing, and it's really quite a sweet piece when it's done. So it has the felt to make like a little needle book out of it. And then I found one other kit, and this was called the Butterfly Needle Case. And it looked like this. I only had one of these left, but it was actually a pre-made needle case, so all of the sewing has been done, but it had a piece of linen on the back, and you stitched that design on this piece of linen. And let's see what the linen is. It was a 30 count Northern Cross linen. So, and it has a sweet little button that goes with that. So if any of those that I've shown to you today you're interested in, just send me a letter, an email. Messaging doesn't work as well. Okay, I have 4 more things to show you, and then I will end my video here. So I wanted to tell you that Michelle and Craig are making new products for me, and I was almost out of them, and I got a new stock in. So I have the round scallop disc, which works on with all of my round designs stitched over 2. I have a little ornament shape that's shaped like a house, and this works with my petite cottages and my petite Christmas cottage designs. It's really a sweet shape. And then I have 2 tag shapes, and this is the larger one for over 2 stitching, and this is the smaller one for over 1 stitching. So if any of those things are of interest, just let me know. So let me follow up with a quick life update. Again, email is best. My website is actually not working right now. It is under construction, and I'm sorry to say it's taking forever to get it back up again. So the best way to find out about anything is just write to me. I have 3 prizes for today. I always choose names from last week. So I go through and I look at all the comments, and I use the random number generator. And ladies, if you hear your name announced, just write to me, and if you saw anything today that of my patterns that you like, I will send them to you, one to you. So my first winner is Loretta H. My second is Joyce S. And my third is Paulette. And then she had the letters H-O-W, which might be the beginning of Paulette, your last name. So yes, just write to me, and I'm happy to send those to you. So we had a great Thanksgiving together. It was at our daughter's house. The day the Saturday afterwards, we always go and cut down our tree. We're very lucky. We live in Michigan, so there are tree farms. Although I will say this year's tree was not my favorite. It's looking a little skimpy, but once you get the ornaments on, it's just fine. The best part of that was watching our granddaughter Nevaeh, who is turning a year in just a week, with the Christmas tree and the ornaments. She was enchanted. And I don't know who took this picture, but it is so sweet. So upstairs here, where I have my office, it's like a balcony before you go downstairs. And she was peeking through the spindles to look at the tree. And I just thought that picture was so enchanting. She's such a sweet little girl. So I'm like all of you. I have so much to do, but it'll get done. Just have to take it a day at a time. My theme this year for all of you has been gratitude, and this is my quotation for the day. Gratitude makes sense of our past, brings peace for today, and creates a vision for tomorrow. And as always, I want to wish you a very happy holiday. And I also want to recognize that for some people, Christmas is very difficult. You might be alone, you might not have family close by. So I always want to say, I'm just thinking about you and wish that I could somehow make your life a little brighter if it's a tough time for you. So I'm so grateful for your friendship. I probably won't be back until early next year, which seems very odd to say. So thank you to all of you, and I hope to see you again soon. Bye-bye.